Hi friends, welcome back to Saathwic Infotech DevOps Learning Series. As part of this learning series, you are learning the first level of technology, which is nothing but Unix shell scripting. In our earlier videos, we have written like a few use cases and how to implement that and what are the best practices you have to follow and everything like that. Okay, as part of our continuation, today we are going to see about like how do I provide choices to my user. Okay, so how do I give choices, or how do I make my script work based on the user choice? So what does it really mean to us, right? So basically in our earlier video we just receive a username from the user and it performs only lock operation. Okay, so now we are going to enhance the same script to perform multiple operations based on the user input. Okay, so what are the multiple operations you can think quickly about user, right? For example, in this example you are locking the user, so there might be use case you have to unlock the locked user. There might be a use case you have to remove the user permanently. So there are multiple choices where user can expect, right? So as part of our this series, you are going to enhance the current script to add those additional features by which you will learn an end-to-end automation which might be used in your day-to-day life. Okay, so let's move ahead, right? So for now, let me show you, or maybe you can think, right? For example, if user says lock, I want this particular piece of code to work. If user says unlock, I want to use the another set of code to work. So how do we generally do that? Basically, if I want to do something, it's a kind of a branching or conditional. Based on some condition, you are branching your flows. So generally, how do I do? For example, here also we have implemented the same something like that. If $hash is greater than 0, execute this below statements, else do these statements. The same way, if user requests you to lock the account, I can execute this below statement. If the user says, okay, let me do that too, right? Maybe I will parallelly do that writing also so that you better understand. So I can do it in multiple way. For example, if user, sorry about that, user input w equal to lock, something like that, pseudo code. Okay, then execute the statement for locking. Else, maybe you can do like elif user input w equal to unlock, then execute the unlock code. Again, elif user input w equal to delete, then do delete the user. In the else part, you can say provide a valid input. Okay, then fi. Okay, so in case if I want to read a script, I can use this kind of pattern, right? In Linux also we have like if, else if and everything. Okay, but is there any other best way of doing it? Okay, first what we do, we will try to implement if and else if. By that way you will understand the if and else if. Then I will teach you how to write the similar thing in other way, so that you will better understand both the concepts, right? Yeah, that's great. So let us move on, right? Okay, let me delete the exudo code now because I don't want it. Okay, great. So now in my case, right, I am going to get two options. First one, maybe I will make username as 2. I am going to get one more input like operation, which is nothing but $1. So if user says, okay, $1, then I am going to, if we sorry, if the $1 is something like lock, I will execute this lock code. So how do I do that? With similar example. Okay, sorry guys, let me take a quick backup so that I can, yeah, it will be easy for me to show the other part of it rather than deleting all the code, right? ex4. Okay, great. So how do I do about it, right? So if question mark dollar operation. So carefully watch, guys. This is the first example. I think we are going to use the string comparison. So if dollar operation equal to, okay, lock, okay, then do this thing. Oh, okay, I need to keep my script aligned at least for readability purpose. Okay, so then I will push this. So okay, now so if operation equal to lock, do this. So I'm not going to show you the entire sequence of thing, right? I don't want to write. Okay, maybe I will write elif dollar operation double equal to unlock. I'm not going to write the complete script, but I'm just going to write the pseudocode here. So what is going to be echo unlock of user is going to be executed. Just for an example only. So else echo dollar operation is not a valid input. And then I need to add usage. Echo usage ex4 one among these, right? Either lock they can provide or unlock. If they even provide capital lock, small lock, it won't work. Okay, so and then username, okay, fi. So whatever the requirement which I mentioned you, right, it's going to be in the same way. So let us save it. Maybe before that. So now I have two mandatory arguments. So always the requirement should be greater than 1. Okay. Now ex4 I'm going to give as lock as in my input oracle. So let's see what is the log message we got. Cat. Okay, received user log to log the account. Unexpected end of file looking for a matching. Unexpected end of file. What is this? Line 49. Looks like I did some issue. Line 49 253. So where is 49? Elif. Okay, great. So here it is, right? I did not close the double quotes, that's why the error is. Okay, let me save it. Okay, so ex4 log oracle not a valid input. Received one error log to log not a valid input. Why it says that view. Guys, clearly understand it's all been done purposefully. Okay, you should understand. Okay, now if you look at something is happening in my script. I am not able to understand like what is really happening. So Kumar, is there any way to debug my script? Is there any way? Yes, Unix provide a way to do that. Okay, let me see now how do I do it. Either I can use sh-x ex4 lock, okay, Oracle. What happens now? All the details will get printed on the screen. Okay, in our case, as we are rerouting into the log, it's going to the log file. So if you look at cat ex4.log file now, you will see all the informations, right? See what happens. Total number of argument passed is 2. Okay, which display like info error received, usage. Then, so this is our if statement, right? Basically here it starts. Sorry about that. So basically this is our if statement. Sorry, here it starts. So this is our if statement to check if two inputs are passed. Yes, two inputs are passed. Okay, I am checking whatever the user is received and everything. Now if you look at my if statement, I am getting empty. Why my operation is not even log? I did a blunder spelling mistake in the variable. That's why my values are not getting substituted properly. Okay, to better understand, right, what I will do, for time being I am going to comment out my logging process. How do I comment out? As I mentioned earlier, hash, a single hash will comment. Okay, so now if I give sh-x ex4 lock oracle, you will understand what's happening. See, now I have passed on lock and oracle to this user. So it check whether there are two arguments. Yes, it's checking that, and it's assigning OPA So I have did a mistake here, so which is nothing but log. So it says the variable OPATIN is not there, so it's going to else block because both of them are not matching. What is this? Okay, great. So what should I do now? VIEX4. First let me fix operation OPRATION. OP, what is the value? OPERATION. Okay, operation. So now let's see what's happened. Let me do that same mode sh-x ex4 lock oracle. Okay, let's see what's happening. So it says that operation equal to lock. So it's checking whether lock equal to lock. Yes, it's equal. So it's going to date block and trying to lock the account. Okay. So and it got successfully completed. Okay, great. Okay, I did one more mistake somewhere here in the unlock operation. It should be always single quotes, as I mentioned earlier, right? It should be always single quotes. So look at, right. So in case of any issues, either in this kind of scenario, right? In this kind of scenario, either you can go with if block or you can go with switch block. There are two options which you can use. So along with that, you learned the debugging part also today. Okay. So let me convert this script into a switch block and tell you how easy it is. Okay. So when you are adding like multiple if, it's all like a kind of a condition. So rather you can use a switch block. It's not right. There is something like this is wrong, that is not wrong. Okay. Everything is perfectly fine. If you are going to implement in this way, this is also perfectly fine. If you are going to implement in a switch block, this is also perfectly fine. The only intention is I want you guys to get familiarized with all these options. So that's why I'm going one by one. Okay, that's why even I want to explain you how to debug also. Okay, great. Now let me go out of this, and we know we add a backup. So let me move this, maybe let me copy the backup as ex5. Okay, we have ex5 already, so I will make it as ex6, example 6. So in this example, what I'm going to do, operation, let me fix that error. Okay, until we complete the complete testing, I don't want to be logging, which is a overhead to check in the log file while doing the testing, not in the real time. Okay, so I add two variables now. So how do I include this in a switch block? Okay, everybody might have worked on a case statements, right? Nothing but switch case. If you have learned in schools, colleges, you might have learned it as a switch case. Basically we call it as a case statement in Linux. Okay, what is a case statement? Case statement works based on certain condition, and it executes each and every matching cases. In case of if it is not matching, it will execute the default case, which is nothing but equal to your else statement in if else block. Okay, let me do that, right? So case, what should I going to compare? I am going to compare my operation. Okay, in the below statements. Okay, so what I am going to do, I am going to do say lock. Now I can even add small lock. Okay, this is a beauty, right? So if it is if else, you have to add under or condition, but here if you don't want to do, you just put a pipe symbol. It makes like either this or that. Basically pipe denotes or, so this or that. Okay, first time let me go with only caps, then we will try that. I'm just showing you for an understanding purpose. Okay, if it is a lock statement, I need to execute all the below one. Guys, this is how I would say you can enhance your scripting knowledge, as well as this is how you can write your scripting whenever you are doing it in your real project. Don't jump and write like hundreds of lines of code and get into a trouble of like debugging. Okay, go face by face. So whatever you are trying to implement, understand it thoroughly before you should have a clear plan on like what you are trying to achieve, and implement by a face by face manner. Don't jump and write all like of 100 and 200 lines of codes which you ideally like everyone, right? It's not you or me, right? Everybody will fetch we will like review get some reference from Google and write something, and we don't, end of the day we don't know like what's happening there. So it should not be of that case. You can refer Google always. That's one of the place where you can get any help anytime, but you should know what you are doing. That's more important. Okay, so now I am going to add unlock. So in unlock, what I need to do basically, here I let me copy everything from here. Let me paste it. So for unlock also I am going to do the same. See, this is a syntax where I am using double semicolon, right? This is means that it's an end of this lock block. So then unlock block which ends with semicolon. These are syntax which you need to know. Okay. So I'm saying like, okay, wherever I see lock, I'm going to make it as unlock. Insert. Okay, I'm checking for the availability. Let it check. Okay. So now I need to replace it as bin/bash. Okay. It's going to say unlocked. Unlocked. Unlock. Great. So what should I do if user gives anything else than other than like lock or unlock? Okay, that's my next step, right? So I have to say echo invalid input received, echo again you should ensure you explain the user what's the error. So usage should be either lock or unlock. Okay, then username. So again, as per syntax, you have to end this block, and there is an important thing, right? I have explained you while writing if block and everything. So in Linux, this is only the different block. The block, whole block ends with the reverse of it. So ESAC. For the case, it should be ESAC. That's the reverse of case. That's how it works. Now, I think we are pretty much covered. Okay, let me quickly test this out. Okay, now let me try without any debugging. Okay, chmod 755 will give execute permission. Okay, let me execute ex6 with lock option now. Lock oracle. Oh man, it says again I did some mismatching characters. Let me double check that, because we have seen and got familiarized with this error now, so we know where should be. So what are the places we have changed? See, exactly the same place, the same area I did the issue. Okay, let me log this user. Okay, as there is no logging enabled now, so all the outputs are getting printed on the screen. The user says it's already logged. Let me validate that. Cat etc slash passwd grep for I grep hyphen w oracle. You see that it's got logged. Okay, let's try with unlocking. Right now we have an option to do an unlock also. Unlock. Okay, it says unlock. Let us validate. It got updated. Is that nice? Okay, so now as a recap, right, what we learned today? We learned today how to debug a shell script. Okay, and then how to validate or how to use multiple operation in a single shell script, with one thing which we did with our legacy or the normal approach with if else, what we learned, and second one is with case statement. Okay, but this one is going to be the last one. It's again related to the debugging. Okay, rather than like using sh-x during the execution, there is other way also, where you will see in most of your scripts, like okay, at the start beginning of the line they will have an option like set-x. Okay, set-x is nothing but you are setting out a debug flag. That's the one. So now I will, if I even run normally, it's going to give me the traces, basically how the sequence of execution is happening. So if you look at the traces have been given. So I have passed two argument. So the argument is going, 2 is going, and we are checking like it's greater than 0, and all the printing statements. So operation is assigned to an unlock. Username is assigned to Oracle. So I am checking for an operation in the below block. The operation as I given unlock, it matches to the second one. You can understand with the messages whatever you are given here, right? So and it's trying to unlock, it worked fine. So this is the final thing which I want to show. We can debug the script in Linux with two ways, either by using that particular shell sh-x or bash-x or ksh-x. Whatever the shell you want to use for debugging, you can use that, or in your script itself you can use set-x. Okay, that option to debug the script. Hope I made very clear. Okay, I will ensure that okay, these are like very important thing which you have to learn. Many developers really don't know, and they are struggling in even in interview as well as like regular project works, how to debug and other things. Okay, okay, great. Okay, friends, it was, I hope this will be like an helpful session. If you feel this is an helpful session, please feel free to comment, share with your friends, and like the video. Okay, thanks for watching.